Hi, everybody. This is Ian Corzine, your social media lawyer. Today, we're here to talk about how to legally use copyright music on YouTube. And I'm really excited to be here today. I actually recorded a couple of videos on this particular subject this week. And so I'm really excited to talk about some of the knowledge I have on how you can use copyright music on YouTube and not get copyright claims, copyright strikes, or worse, threaten the life of your channel. First, I want to start off by saying hi to some of the people out there. Thank you so much for joining us. We have YM says hi. What's up, YM? We have Astro Jade, who I've seen on the comments in a lot of my videos. Welcome. We got Raven, who has a one-word statement, and that is she wants to tell everybody he. And we got Gasha Galaxy 101. She says hi also. Welcome, everyone. Again, my name is Ian Corzine. I'm your social media lawyer. I'm here to help creators like you understand the law, and I want to protect your artistic freedom online. So a lot of my videos pertain to how-tos, how you can maneuver the law and not jeopardize your channel or your accounts. And then a lot of my videos also talk about the First Amendment and your right to free speech online. I really am a big supporter of free speech online. I want to make sure that creators have every single opportunity to be as artistic as possible and be able to get their messages out, because I think this is the true arena now for us to be able to have our voices heard. And so when our voices are stifled, that's a problem in my book. And so I want to teach you how to maneuver the laws so that you can have your voice heard. I also want to say hi to Raven. No one likes copyright strikes. Exactly. And this week especially, I've had a couple consults and a lot of copyright strikes are going around. A lot of it is fraudulent DMCA takedown notices. So be aware, guys. Understand that there's people out there, unfortunately, negative people that don't have a claim to content in your video. I had one consult this week concerning a creator who had only original content in his videos, and he got 3 copyright strikes and his channel was threatened. So we're going to fix that. Wolf Dogma, good to see you. I love the heart and the thumbs up. Birdie Lynn, good to see you too. I'm so glad you're here. We have David Videos. Hi, what's up, David? We also, it says here, Homeless Are Humans Too, the podcast show. Hey, what's up, Homeless? And then of course there's Raven that says hi too. So today we're going to be talking about how to legally use copyright music on YouTube. And what I really wanted to do right now is switch over to YouTube itself. And I want to show you a channel that I think is doing the right thing. So I'm going to switch that over now. And so let me make sure you see that. Yep, I guess you can see that. So this channel is Todd in the Shadows. And I don't know if you're familiar with Todd in the Shadows, but he is a music reviewer. And I will tell you that he has got to be one of the most creative music reviewers out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this video called Tootsie Slide Drake. And I'm going to make some comments here.
So, I am recording this in May of 2020. We are still living through an unprecedented global pandemic.
So that's what I want to do is talk about just up front here. Let's go right on the full screen. What Todd in the Shadows does here. Again, he is in one of the most risky areas, and that is pop music review on YouTube. And I'm not saying that his videos go unclaimed, meaning that he doesn't, he doesn't make revenue on the videos, because a lot, as we went through the whole video, it's a 15-minute video, you'll see that he actually does incorporate actual copyrighted music in the video itself. But what he's doing and what he's smart is he's a musician himself. And so he's playing a short portion of a popular song, and it is arranged differently. You know, he has a situation where he has a piano and he doesn't have beats and doesn't have rap and all that stuff. It's not even a cappella, it's instrumental. And that's a great way to be able to get popular music into your YouTube video. You might argue, Ian, that's a cover. And typically you need to have a sync and a mechanical license to get a cover on YouTube. And that may be true, but again, you have to understand there's 2 levels of copyright rules on YouTube, and that is, the particular country you're in, and then also YouTube's rules. And according to YouTube, because this video is up, it is okay for him to play that short portion of the song, the Tootsie Slide song, and be able to make comments on it. Now, I cut it before we went too far, but he goes in later on in the video to make comments about that specific music. He also makes comments about what's going on in the world. So that's one little example of how people can incorporate copyrighted music into their YouTube videos and make the art their own. Because, that's the whole thing. The exception to the copyright law and rules is fair use. And in this situation, he's doing commentary, critique on popular music. Now, I want to take a moment to say hi to some people in there. Jose Vigila is here. Good to see you. Johnny Mathis is, thank you so much, Johnny. Appreciate that. Seth Layton's here. What's up, man? Alvin is here. Everything Carwise is here. Great to see you, Everything Carwise. Mr. RV, woohoo! Cowboy Rogers is here. Don't forget to share the help to inform others while you hit the like button. Yes, thanks, guys. It would be great to hit the like button. I'd love to get this video to be able to be used by a lot of different people. Let's see here. Cowboy Roy Rogers, thank you from Texas. Hey, I want to visit Austin coming up. I'd really like to see that town. The Sim Architect, hello, how are you? We got Rotosva from Alaska. Wow, welcome. I'm so excited. I want to visit your state too. I want to go snowboarding there. Mr. RV, Meta Review, critiquing the critique. That's funny. The critic, excuse me. And then we also got EBR. Good to see you. Fade Angel, nice to see you. And Tim Rose, how are you, Tim? So that's one example of what Todd in the Shadows is doing. Let's see if we can switch over here to see what else he's doing on his music review. So I'm going to switch over to this part right here, and we'll play this.
This moody, funkless instrumental only makes sense as a dance beat during this depressing-ass moment in history. Imagine if the world were normal and you'd be at a wedding reception or a prom and the DJ threw this on. All right, everybody, I want to see everyone on the floor for this one.
So I'm going to get off that one because I don't want to get... I don't want to... Oops. I guess we... There we go. I don't want to get copyright striked or claimed myself, but that's a good example. I don't know if you heard, but he used very short clips of copyrighted music. And then what he did is he not only did his own sound effects on top of that, like the scratching sound, but he also was actually talking through that copyrighted music. So he was doing commentary and critique through the music. And if you listen, it was very minimal volume, and it was very short. He was using certain portions in there. So, YouTube does not have a problem with you using copyrighted music so long as you're following the dictates of fair use. And, it's in the terms of service. It's in the copyright section of all the rules. It allows fair use. You just have to be smart about it, and you just have to have a direct purpose. And I got to say, Todd does. His purpose in these videos is to make comments about the music and as it applies to society. He's creating new art out of existing art. And frankly, that is, in my opinion, free speech. That is what we should be allowed to do. A lot of people argue that there is no original art. It's all derivative. The first guy who did a rock painting, another guy copied him. And so over time, we've just done derivative art on top of derivative art. And so that is what YouTube wants to honor. So they allow you to have fair use. You just have to create art out of art. So a lot of times that means covers, and YouTube does allow covers. The way that you do it now, it used to be a different way. Let me just make sure I'm attending to any comments here. The way you used to do it, of course, is that you would go into the audio library and you'd find the licensing section, and you were able to find out what YouTube allowed and what they don't. They don't do that anymore. I think it's because it's too complicated. And so what we do now is, let's say you wanted to do a cover of Tootsie Slide. You could do the cover, and then you would upload it to YouTube as unlisted. And that's kind of your check. YouTube does a check. And if you find out that, it's a red dollar sign, then you can't monetize it. You might even get a claim on it. You might even get a strike on it. So that's one way that you can actually check and see if the audio you're using is appropriate, is just to upload it as unlisted and to have it checked. If there's a problem with it, you can edit it in the YouTube studio itself, or what you can do is obviously just delete it and then reconfigure the video without the copyrighted songs that YouTube is having a problem with, and then re-upload and test it again. So that's what YouTube wants you to do now. They want you to do a test before you publish it, before you make it live. All right, I just want to say hi to everyone else here. We got Robert Hoban here. Robert, good to see you. We got Fade Angel, North Star, Preps. How do you pronounce that? Prepstetter. Good to see you. How you doing? Chilling with Byron. I love that name. Great to see you there. Crazy Family Tube. Hey, Ian, how's it going? Today, want to go dumpster diving with us? No, I promise I do not want to do that today. It's my Friday. I don't want to do dumpster diving. Let's see. We got the Sim Architect. Oh, yeah, okay. Tim Rose is there. You need to make the clips transformative and use them wisely. That's a good way to say it. Transformative. So all your audio, all the copyrighted audio that you want to incorporate in YouTube video has to be short. You know, you've seen probably some of my videos where I talk about my recommendation is you use no more than 2 to 5 seconds of copyrighted audio at a time. And what you can do with that is you can make your comments or do your teaching before and after. And then I've said, and Todd is a good example, he actually does his teaching or his commentary on talking above the music itself. And that's another way, not only to implicate fair use, but also, frankly, to not not trigger the YouTube AI to be able to pick up that audio music or that copyrighted music. Let's see here. Let's see. Shamsuddin is here. What's up? How you doing? It says, what that mean? Okay, I don't understand that one. That's good. Let's see. We got Jimmy Tabashi. How are you? Where do you put that it's unlisted, Ian? In the description? Can't tell you how much I appreciate your help. Oh, Jimmy, thank you so much. Well, you know, as you probably know, have you uploaded videos before? You can upload them as private, unlisted, or live. You can actually upload them as to be published right away. So I would select the option when you're uploading your video as unlisted. That gives you a URL that you can give to people if you want to have them look at the video before it's been published and gone live. But that's the best way to do your testing, is to upload it in that upload stage where you're dragging the video over into the YouTube studio after you push create and upload a video. That is where you can select to be unlisted. And frankly, I think the default mode is unlisted, so you may not have to do anything at all. I think it's default unlisted. So let's just make sure. We got Green Ranger. Hi, how are you, Green? We got, let's see, Tim Rose. Let's see, who else is here? Yeah, we got Michael VX. Hey, how you doing? Exploring with CF. Copyright laws are out of control. If I'm vlogging and someone drives by playing a song, it's bullcrap that the song owner gets to claim my video. I know. You know, I made a video way back when about James Charles. You know, he's the famous makeup artist guy. And my whole point in that video was about his use of copyrighted video and audio and how his use was implicating fair use principles. And so in one portion of my video, I took a James Charles video where he was dancing, and in the background was that, what is the song called? Despacito. And hopefully I don't get copyrighted on that one. And what was so funny about it was I was commenting on his use of fair use, right? So, I mean, it was kind of like a double fair use exception, and I got flagged. And you may have seen the video where I talk about it, but I got flagged. I got a claim on it that I can't get rid of because the point of it was they did not recognize the fair use exception to that. And so it's true. And then, like, you know, what you're saying, Exploring with CF is saying is very true. I used a 2 or 3 second portion of that song. By the way, it's probably one of the most famous songs in the world. I recently looked it up. I guess it's number 33 of the most famous songs in the world. And I used just 3 seconds. And guess what? All the revenue for that video is gone to the copyright holder for that song. So yeah, I know it's not exactly fair. I don't understand why YouTube does what they do. I don't know why they can't keep a portion. You know, there could be some sort of smaller portion that goes to the copyright holder, and then the larger portion goes to the actual creator. I don't get it, but hopefully over time that will change. There'll be a way to control that because it is frustrating. Let's see, what are we looking at? North Star Prep Setter. So if there's conversation over the music, that's okay. Well, you know, that's a black and white question. It's better if there's conversation over the music. And again, the conversation just can't be you talking and hanging out with your bros. It has to be related to the copyrighted content. So what would be like was what I showed you with Todd. You know, he was commenting on the music and talking over the copyrighted music, but it was about that music. So, and again, he was doing very short stints of it. I mean, we're talking 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds stints of the copyrighted audio. So the key is whatever you're adding to the art has to be about the art. You don't want background music, just playing in the background audio, copyrighted audio, playing in the background as you're talking about the latest, Fortnite, new chapter or something. You need to be able to have the conversation, the art you add to it be related to the copyrighted audio. And even then it has to be a real short portion of it. So let's just see here. Epidemic Sounds is a huge abuser of fair use. Had them strike me for music in my videos I was reviewing, even though I was following the fair use. Interesting. I have not heard about that. I know that Epidemic Sound has a licensing arrangement so that they have the right to pull your, or at least claim your videos if you no longer are a subscriber. I don't know if that is the situation, CF. We got Rob Renacio. What's up, Ian? How far will accreditation go in description? Take you both. YouTube terms in court. When you attribute, when you cite to the copyrighted audio you're using in your video, that's a great thing. It's not going to get you out of a copyright claim or a copyright strike or infringement in court. It's merely evidence that your intent was to honor the original copyright holder. So it's kind of like it's like a shake of the hand. It's like saying, listen, I really appreciate what the original copyright holder did with this art, and I want to cite him. I want to let you know that it's not my music. That's great, but it's a mere part of the fair use story. Whenever I use, whenever I'm using little clips and things that I believe that I have to, cite to, I have a fair use attribution section in my description section. And you guys are always free to go to one of my videos and just go into the description section where I use some sort of, I did it, I think, with the most recent video when I was looking at old movies. It was just a couple of videos ago. Go in there and you can see exactly how I attribute, how I credit, how I cite to original art, and I'm able to get through the fair use rule. And I will tell you that when I first published that video, I published it unlisted. I didn't have any claims on it. I then made it live. I did get a claim with it, and then I fought it. I actually had a copyright claim from, I think it was Sony Pictures, and I appealed it and I won. And the reason why was because it was blatant fair use. I was making comments about the video or the movies in this particular case before, after, and it was directly on the commentary of the video. And so I won that claim. So go to my description section, copy what I have there and use that, just cut and paste it and then use it in your videos. But again, it's not good enough just to cite to them. It's not, you can't just, take Star Wars and put the whole movie on your, on your video, and then say, hey, George Lucas made this video, made this movie. You have to follow fair use, but I also think it's advisable for all of you to cite to the original copyright holder's music. All right, let's see. Osas Destiny. Hello, guys. How are you? Shares. If I made a cover song or a karaoke version of a song, is that fair use? Or using something like Never Gonna Give You Up due to being a meme? That's a really good song to make a cover. I think that's a legal cover. I think so many people have done that cover on YouTube. I don't think you have a problem. But cover is not a fair use. Merely changing the instrumentation, oh, thanks, Rob. That's really nice of you. But I'll just finish this question. I'll get to yours. Doing karaoke or doing a cover is not good enough to trigger fair use. Now, I will tell you this, that while the law says that a cover, you need permission, you need licenses for a cover, YouTube does allow covers. So what I always advise people to do is to do their cover and record it, video and audio and the whole thing, and then just upload it as unlisted and see what happens. It sounds so crazy to say that. You think it would be a better way to do it, but the bottom line is upload it as unlisted, and if you don't get a claim, if you don't get a strike, well, hopefully you don't get a strike, but at least you don't get a claim, then you know that at least for that time period, that's going to be okay. I will tell you this, that YouTube is a fickle beast, and the reason why it is because even if you upload it and you get a green $sign and there's no claim, it doesn't mean that that's forever. I've had lots of stories of creator clients that come to me in consults and they say, listen, I made this cover a year ago For 9 months, I had no problems. And then I got this claim and then I got this strike. So covers are risky. You just have to be willing. You have to understand that if you do get a claim, and then if it starts getting too risky, you may have to delete the video. It's risky. Now I want to get to Rob Rusinacio's question. As a fellow attorney, I appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work, Ian. Rob, that's so kind of you. I really, really appreciate it. I'm glad that there are other attorneys out there. I encourage, if you're not on doing videos yet, if you are, please you should drop your channel in the comments or in the chat. More attorneys out there. We need the help. There's no question about it. There's so many different laws that are at stake, especially we're going into the political season. We just need more and more help out there. So Rob, I plead with you, if you're not doing videos and not being active on the social media platform, do it. We need you. Titanic Big Ship. Hey, what's up? I like that name. It's Cupcake. Hi. I like that. It's nice to see you. Jimmy is talking about, do you recall the name of the video that you posted? I'd like to look at the fair use one. Yeah, just, to be honest, I can go to it, I think, right? I don't want to waste too much time. I was looking at also Sniper Wolf. She's the master. Oh, let's see. You can't see this, right? I was looking at Sniper Wolf. She is the master of using copyrighted content on YouTube and not getting claims or strikes. Now, this doesn't apply to audio. This is more video, but this is a good example.
They look amazing. So if you cook them, they look like this. Dry, crusty. Doesn't look very appetizing, right? But they look glazed and juicy. I can't believe this is a raw chicken. Y'all marketing raw chicken.
All right, so why she's so good, I'll just leave it here. Why she's so good is because she puts her own music, like royalty-free or music she owns, as the music bed. And then what's interesting is when she does use copyrighted video, like this chicken commercial, or it's not a commercial, I'm sorry, it's 5 Minute Crafts, which is a 67 million subscriber channel. She's only 20 million. It's unbelievable. She's one of the top 100 channels on YouTube every single month. All the kids' channels and her. But regardless, she uses only small clips. Even when she's borrowing other YouTubers' clips, she uses only little small ones. And if you can tell, she has her face on the video and she comments directly on what she's borrowing. She's a master, and that's why she's, making so much money. So let's go to comments here. You had a question. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. It was just the last... you just look at I think it was 3 videos ago. Just go to my channel and you'll find it there. But frankly, just so you know, it's fairly easy to find. I cite to fair use a lot. So, most of my videos are, half of them have fair use commentations. You can check that out. I want to say hi to Tam's World. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks so much, Tam, for joining us today. I'm just going to make sure we got good on time. The original DJ Cowboy. Hello. Hey, Ian, here's a question. Where is the money from the monetization going? Because I have not seen a dime. Or is there some special place supposed to look to see where I've been sent the money? Well, it's not clear exactly from this question. If you're monetized, great. You should have a Google AdSense account. And if you have that account, Google automatically transfers the money you've made to that account. We can spend, actually, I could do a live on teaching you all about that if you'd like. We're focused today on copyrighted music, but if you would like, the other thing you could do is go to iancorzine.com and set up a time in my calendar. I could certainly take you through that, but that's where your money should be going. If it's not going there, we got a problem. We've got to fix that. Let's see, Mr. RV. So if I record a conversation between 2 people in a live event going on downtown, that is infringement. Oh, you just led into my next video, which is coming out on Tuesday. Recorded words. So now, if I'm talking on the street and I'm talking to you, telling you ideas and my opinions, those words, those verbal utterances are not copyrightable. I can't copyright them. However, the minute that those are recorded, those are on an iPhone, an audio recording, or on a video or a podcast or something like that, then those become copyrighted. So yes, the answer question is yes, those, recordings of an interview are copyrightable. And the question really becomes, who owns the copyright? Because you would think, intuitively, you'd think, hey, listen, I did the conversation, I own the words, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you're doing an interview on a podcast or on a CNBC or something like that. And so it's the recorder the person who's actually making the record that has that copyright on those vocals. So now in day to day, we're just doing YouTube. Those rules kind of just get muddled out, and people use conversations all day long. But if you were just saying, Ian, you're a lawyer, tell me exactly what are the rules. Yes, a recorded conversation is copyrightable. And so if you took that and you put it on your podcast or you put it in your video, technically, and you did it without permission, technically you're violating copyright law, unless there's an exception, and that is fair use. So one of the things I want to get to, because it's always so, it seems like it goes by so quick, is I just want to tell you guys, as far as the hierarchy, we talk about the infringement rules, we talk about copyright rules on YouTube. I will tell you this, that if you have a choice between including copyrighted video clips and copyrighted audio, choose video every time. Audio is, I think YouTube is much more sensitive to audio, and I think it has to do with the fact that audio is actually compressible and actually lower file size, so the servers and the YouTube AI has an easier time processing it. So if you ever have a situation, like I always tell people, if you got a video clip from a famous movie or something that you just need to include in your video because you want to make a comment about it, if you don't need the audio, cut the audio. If there's some sort of sound in the clip that you really would like to have, just replace it. So I've told the story before. If there's a situation where, you have a car crash from a famous movie, you could just cut the audio from the famous movie. And then what you can do is go to a royalty-free site or maybe you have sound effects in your library already, and just put a car crash or explosion underneath that video clip. And that way, it's much less likely that YouTube will pick up that copyrighted video clip. Again, make sure the clip is short. And again, make sure you're using fair use principles like commenting on it or teaching about it, or a news reporting exception, or maybe a parody exception. But that's one good way. So I'd always remember that audio is very sensitive. And like I said, with that Despacito song, it's one of the most famous songs in the world. That's why it got claimed, So it was kind of a dumb move on my part. And so I don't want you to make those dumb moves. So if you're including Lady Gaga, Drake, whatever songs, big songs, you just understand that those are going to get claimed like that. So just be careful on that. Megart says the YouTube library or independent artists are pretty good options for video risking legal. Yeah, I totally agree with you. There is a YouTube library. There are a lot of, MusicBed, Artlist, Epidemic Sound. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of, public domain stuff out there, which is surprising, which you can find at publicdomain.org. So there's lots of options. Just get creative. A lot of times we think that we absolutely need the copyrighted audio in our video. And, the Todd example is an example of, no, you don't. There's certain creative things you can do. You could just do a couple tinkles on the piano that are the melody. You can comment on it. You can just talk about the song itself. There's a couple reviewers out there who don't even touch the copyrighted audio. They just talk about the album or the song they're in. They just talk about it. They just expect you to play along with Spotify or something as they're talking. So get creative. You don't absolutely need to use copyrighted content in your YouTube videos, only when it's absolutely necessary. And I will tell you this, and I tell almost every creator I meet with in my consults, it's getting much more difficult on the social media platforms to use copyrighted content. And I don't foresee that changing. I don't think it's going to get looser. I think since 2008, it was super loose and it just gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. The laws have been constricting. Our rights on social media are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I always say that if you're going to start a new channel, great. We need you. We need your voice. But I would veer away from movie review channels or like even song review channels. That is something that's going to get picked up on a copyright claim or a copyright strike. I got one more minute, so I want to make sure I'm attending to everybody here. We got Buck Lindo. Good to see you, Buck. Thanks for the advice. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate your time, honestly. That's right. CF says the YouTube music library is very, very good and costs nothing. Totally agree. Michael VX says we need to speak about YouTube video process stuck at 95%. Oh yeah. Michael's also in my Facebook group. I would love if you guys have time to go to my Facebook group. I'm going to drop a link in the description section. But I would love for you to join. It's kind of an area where it's just like this, except for it's 24 hours a day. We have creators that are able to, make posts. I answer questions. I have staff to help me answer questions. And I would love if you'd like to join it. There's always a link in my YouTube video, so you can just go to the description section, but I will put that in this one too. If you'd like to join, I'd love to have you. Let's see, Megard, I'm not sure about no copyright channels. I'm a bit skeptical, have not used. Again, I stick to independent artists. Good. I like that. Independent artists. And also let's boost up independent artists too. Let's see, the original DJ Cowboy. What if you are in a movie clip and help create the song or clip? Yeah, that's a good example. That's permission. If you're one of the people that actually created the song, then you arguably have the copyrights to that. What do you do if you have permission to use this copyrighted audio in your video? Well, there's a couple things you can do. One is you can put in the description section, I've seen people as clear as saying, "Dear YouTube, I am the creator of this song," or "I am the co-writer of this song. I have the copyrights to the song." You can actually do that. The other thing I've seen, which works really well, is to create a landing page on your website. Just create one page, it's fairly easy, and include in that page the audio recording, the email, the PDF email, any writing you have which proves your ownership over the copyrighted content, and just put that URL link in your description section so that you make it easy for YouTube to click on that and find that permission and then not give you a claim, not give you a strike. That is really, really important. What ends up happening is sometimes we get claims, but when we appeal them, then oftentimes it's a human, a YouTube employee who's actually reviewing that claim. So they go through that description section and they will click on that and they will reverse that claim if you can prove you have permission to use the audio clip. So that's one way. Let's see, I do gotta go. RR in the Philippines, good morning, Ian. Good morning. I know it's afternoon here. How about old music karaoke? It's copyrighted, man. Most of it's copyrighted, so I would stay away from that if I could. Let's see. Homeless. What about the reactors channels? They don't get done. Oh, I know. Reaction is such a great one. I'm going to save reaction for another live because I want to talk about it. It's such an interesting topic. Suffice it to say that reactions are okay on YouTube, but they're not okay under most laws of the world. So I really want to do a separate live on reaction channels because you know what? Reaction channels and kids channels are the top channels in the globe for YouTube. People love reactions. And so it's really interesting that at least the US law does not recognize that as an exception to fair use, which I probably should. Let's just make sure. Let's see, OSIS, I run, let's see, what does it say here? Let's see, Tams, I need to get Tams World, you should always use original music if you possibly can. You're not going to get freaking copyright claims if you do. So anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I respect your time. That's why I try to limit these things to 30 minutes because you have a lot of other videos to watch besides some lawyer spouting off about fair use and copyright and all this stuff. So I want you to go watch them. I want you to have a great rest of the day. I'm coming out next week, next Tuesday, my typical published day with an interesting video, and it has to do with copyrighted audio. It has to do with recorded words. And some headlines, some very current news. And so I really would love for you to see it. I'm excited about releasing it. And I will do a live again next Friday. And again, if you ever need to talk to me, go to iancorzine.com and you can go click up on the right-hand corner, one-on-one consult, get on my calendar, and you can talk to me about whatever the unique issue is in your channel. I do a lot of channel reviews where I go through your channel and I point out copyright law problems. I do consults where we talk about when there is a copyright strike, when there is a copyright claim, how to get around it, what language. I provide you with language you can use to be able to get out of that copyright claim or a copyright strike. So iancorzine.com is your resource for that. I'd love to see you there. And again, don't forget about the Facebook group. We got that open and we're doing lots of business. We've got lots of members, thousands of members. Love for you to be a member so that you can get the advice you need to maximize your experience on YouTube. Hey guys, I love you. Thank you so much.